So hey guys, Sahil here back with the new video. In this video, I am going to show you how I create my stunning visuals with After Effects and of course Blender. So Blender is one of these software that helps me a lot to create my 3D environments. And in this video, I am exactly showing you how I create my stunning visuals that can be 3D environments and visual effects scenes, After Effects, Blender, both of it. So without further, let's take a look on that and straight dive in the video. Okay, so to create the highly interactable, stunning visuals that can be a 3D environment and visual effect scenes, any kind of like that, you have to focus on these 5 points. So these are the 5 points I focused to create my cinematic scenes or 3D environments. So to create the highly stunning visuals, you have to know what you actually needed for your scene. So for me, I brainstorm my one idea into the multiple interests and multiple looks and multiple variations to create and to execute my cinematic scene. So let me show you how I did and how I brainstorm my idea, that one idea, into the multiple variations of my scenes which I want to create through in Blender and After Effects. So let me just show you how I brainstorm my idea. So go to the Chrome, your Google search, and go to the ArtStation. So I used ArtStation a lot to brainstorm my idea into the multiple variations, of course. So here you can see there are various options to brainstorm your idea. Like for me, I love to create 3D environments, like fantasy 3D environments and sci-fi 3D environments. So I go to the environmental concept art or fantasy option, or you can just go to the environmental concept art and design. So here you can see there are multiple ideas you can brainstorm to relate that your one idea. Okay, so sorry for my language, this is not my language, whether this is not my first language, that's why I'm not fluent in English, though that is a part. As you can see, there are a lot of options you get in ArtStation to brainstorm your idea, and here I brainstorm my idea to make my 3D environments or VFX scenes. So for the VFX scenes, you can also go in the just VFX for real times or VFX for film, TV, animation, these palettes. So here you can see the VFX scenes like explosion simulations, water simulations, and all the VFX simulations that you want to create. And this is for VFX for real times and games. So more of a 3D environment creator, I am FX artist. So I am specializing my genre as a FX artist, apart from the cinematic filmmaker or short film filmmaker. So yeah, this is the VFX for real times and games. You can elevate your idea and brainstorm that one idea into the multiple variations. So in case I want to create some sci-fi environment, so I go to the search and search sci-fi environment. You can also mention that one particular object or one particular thing to relate to your idea. So here you can see this all sci-fi environments in one palette. So here's how I brainstorm my idea to create that one cinematic scene or my stunning visual scenes. And after searching sci-fi environments, I just look out the final concepts of the artist and relate to my ideas, and I just download that image like this. Go to the image and just download it, and I just collect it in the pure ref. So pure ref is a software where you can collect multiple references, images, and for brainstorming your ideas. So this is a pure ref where I put all my images which I want to recreate by merging together into my own scene. This environment. So here I can download it and put it on the pure ref software. So here I can download and put it on just one place to merge it together. Okay, so here you can brainstorm your one idea into the multiple looks, into the multiple variations to elevate your that one idea that you want to create for your short film, for your projects. Here you can add more image references for more brainstorming, like these, and like this. So this is also a cool environment. Yeah, this is a cool environment. So download it and put it on the pure ref to ref with multiple images. So here you can add all your images into the one place and put it together and brainstorm your idea and move to the next steps. So here is your first point. Know what you actually needed for your scene. Okay, so brainstorm the idea, know what you actually needed for your scene, the objects, the things, the story. And first thing you have to know that every 3D scene you are making has a story. So firstly, take a look on that story, observe the story and understand that concept, understand the story, and then move forward to the next step, like know what you actually need for your scene. So the second point is scene layout and planning. So how I lay out my scenes and plan to make that one VFX shots. So here I can show you my Blender already make a scene. So what is layouting the scene? So layouting scene means before building the whole environment like this, you have to lay out the scene by normal boxes and planes. I'll show you, just wait. So here you see I'll save the project before it's going crashed. So I'll just show you how to lay out this scene in Blender. So here you can see I created a blank project. So as you can see, there is a rocky rock in the middle and the 4 pillars of rock around the mid rock. So what I can do is to firstly create a plane and make it bigger, like 100 meters by 100 meters. Okay, so 100 meters is like really a big place. Okay, so now I'm going to create a camera. So main thing is that you need to create a camera before layouting the scene, because camera is the thing where you can show where you can see your main project. So I'm creating a camera. Firstly, save the project. I'm saving the project and scene layout. Create a camera, tab 0 for the camera view. Go to the view and camera to view, click to the camera to view. Here you can control the camera from the view. So firstly, as you can see, this scene has a wide angle focal length. So go to the camera settings and set the focal length something about 24. Okay, 24. Okay, so this is the wide angle length, and make the ratio something like 2560 by 1080 to look more cinematic, because ratio is one of the thing to make a scene cinematic instantly. Okay, so I'm setting up camera like this. So I'll set the camera like this. Okay, so uncheck the camera to view, tab 0 and open a new window like this, 3D viewport. Here you can see the camera view, and here you can see the 3D camera view, 3D view, sorry. So firstly, you can see, as you can see, there is a middle rock in middle. So I am going to create something, a cube. Okay, okay, this is our middle rock. As you can see, this is our middle rock. This is called scene layout, to know how the scene is going. And now we are going to create these 4 pillars. So something like this. Get to the icosphere and make it larger like this, and make that one is pillar. So I'm not going in detail to create the scene layout like this. You can see the scene layout of our pillars, and I'll add a torus for the cave. Okay, and then I'll add a plane to cover up the ceiling. Okay, so this is kind of like a scene layouting, and to properly clear the fog in your mind that how will your scene looks like. Okay, so this is the scene layout I always did to create my 3D scenes. So this is the scene layouts you can you can make it in Blender to know the scene layout of your actual 3D scenes which you want to create in Blender. Here I am also can cover the whole cave. This is called a scene layout. You can lay out your scene like this to create the scene you want, and make it simple, make it as much as simple. Okay, so there is not that much in this scene to layout. I'm just layouting the main subjects like the mid rock and the pillars and the mid hole and the around of the cave, so the lights will be able to come from that hole only. Okay, so you can also add the characters, but I think I don't have any character in my PC, so we'll just add a monkey on it and cursor to selected and make a cylinder. So make it small s and sz, make it small sz. Okay, and then make it move forward. So this kind of a scene layout I always create to before creating my main scenes. Okay, so this is a final scene layout. You can add rocks and add lights, add characters, add everything the scene needed to look like this. Okay, and if possible I'll show you in the next video to how to create this scene, but that's not the part of this video, so we'll take a look on that next video. Okay, so this is the scene layout. So let's take a look of the third step, that is so now let's talk about creating and collecting the assets for our scene. So we try to build that scene by collecting and creating the assets needs like to look like this. Okay, so for the assets I go on the Google, so open the Chrome and search the rocks, like rocks 3D models free downloaded. So you can go on 3G traders for free rocks 3D models and free 3D models. See Sketchfab. So go to the Sketchfab. Here you can see a lot of free rocks 3D models. Okay, so for this scene, we need a rock that kind of look like this, or you can create it on Blender, but I'm just showing you how to create and collect the 3D models free. So that's why I'm going on online and downloading the assets. So for that, this is we need to search. You can also check it on the other website. Okay, this is I think this is perfect for our scene. Okay, so I'm going to download this model to create our scene. So go to the free download, and here you have to wait 20 seconds to download the project. Okay, download the product, our 3D models, our rock. This is our 3D model. Extract the 3D model, go to the folder, and you can see the rock obj and also a Blender file. So I'm going to copy it on our scene. So just replace these rocks as per our scene layouts like this. And just delete this scene layout objects. Okay, so this is our scene. Let's look like this. I'll add the light for a minute. So from these websites you can collect the 3D models as much as you want for your 3D scenes, like this rock, this rock, and the various types of rocks. You get it from the CD traders and the sketchfab. So here that's that's how I that's how I collect all the assets first of all, and then starting to build my scenes. Okay, so we need to add our middle rock. So what I can do, I copy this and just rotate it on Z. Okay, I'll just rotate it on Z, put it on the middle of our main as our main subject, like this. And delete this cube. See, this exactly, not exactly, but as you can see here, this not too much, but yeah, matching the scene we created. Okay, so what you can do with this torus, you can go to the shader. First of all, go to the shader tab and create a material for it, or don't just create a material, what create a apply the same material as rock on this torus. So go to the this palette and apply rock. Okay, so this look like this. Go to the UV texture, select all faces and press U and smart UV project. Okay, so go to the shader tab, displacement, not displacement, setting, bump only, switch to the displacement and bump. Okay, copy the material of this torus and just scale down the displacement scale like this, 0.2. Okay, and for the mapping, select this. So you can get a texture to look correctly on the camera view. So you can scale up the texture tiling like 5 by 5 by 5, or scale down like 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Okay, so I'll just showing you the I'm not going into the detail to create this scene, like giving the time too much. I'm just showing you how to scene layout and collecting assets and put it on our replacing on it our scene layout boxes. Okay, now we are adding the light. Okay, so what I can do, we have various options to add a light on it, but I'm going to shader option, world, and here you can see background and world light. So this is the world lighting option. So I'm creating a sky texture. Sky texture, make it on a render engine. I'll set to cycle. Okay, so here you can see our lighting. So I'll just okay, this kind of look like that. Make it GPU 32 256 and go to the camera, viewport display, and pass part out and make it 1. So you see, this is how you can create a scene by preparing a scene layout and then merging it to to the real world objects like rocks and whatever your 3D scenes needed. So this is the scene, and you can also add a volumetrics. Like I'm creating a box, scale it, go to the objects, create a material, delete this principle, add volume, principal volume, and connect it to the volume, and just scale down the density so much, like you have, like, see the volumetrics. Adjust the density as per your system or PC specification. Okay, so go to the object settings and viewport display and set the display as wire. Okay, so we don't have to see the box as solid, we can show them as a wire. So here's how you can create a scene like this by putting it on a simple basis, like preparing brainstorming the idea and layouting the scene and collecting the assets, creating the assets, and put it on the and replacing on the scene layout objects and make it realistic. Okay, so after that you just need to set up the render settings, like this, and the render setting is my 256, so I'll just show you on the lower basis like 128, and just render the frame. I'll just render the frame, and it took me 30 seconds, 25 or 30 seconds to render one frame. So if you are creating a sequence or video, so you need to render the frame rates like 30 fps per second, means you have to render 300 frames to make a 10-second video. Okay, so this textures look like a mess up, but I don't go in details to show you. I'll just show you how I set up the scene and start creating the scenes. Okay, so just save the image on desktop, like scene render RGB 16, and save as image. So in Blender I just show you how you can lay out the scene and put the real world things to create the scenes. And now I'm going to show you the After Effects things. So in After Effects, create a sequence, create a composition. So I create a composition of the landscape and setting up the width 2560 to look more cinematic, giving it a name like Abundant Valley. So here's how I composite my 3D scene in After Effects. Okay, so this is our render image on After Effects, and here I used compositing techniques to elevate the scene to look more realistic and look more engaging, like the color grading process, the film grains, the glow up, the curves and downs, and lot of the things. So here I can show you the demo effects NV. Okay, I'll just save it. So the first thing I did with my scene is to touch up the color grading or the glow ups. Okay, so I'll just add a adjustment layer, call it levels, add level, okay, so I'll add another adjustment layer for color correction, add lumetri color, go to the basic correction and add I'll just color correct the scene. Okay, put the color wheels. Let's some and put it oranges midtones and the bluish highlights. Okay, so take a look. This is before, this is after. So there is a huge difference there's coming up in the compositing while you're applying LUTs and film grains and doing compositing techniques to the glows, to the refine edges, and lot of the techniques of compositing I always did in my visuals. But in this video I'm not going in the depth to show you that all techniques, because that's not the part of this video. I'm just showing you how I create my stunning visuals, my process, and my uh, techniques, not techniques, but yeah, process to create this like of environments in After Effects and Blender. So yeah, and here you can also add the glow. So for the glow, I'll just extract the white part of my scene. So I'll just duplicate the scene render, my main render, uh, my main render scene, and I'll just add extract. So with the extract I'll just remove my blacks and only whites. So I'll just remove my black, and on this layer you can add glow. Okay, so make it bigger, adjust the glow intensity, the threshold, and see the result. Okay, so this is before, this is after, before, after, before, after. So you can add some really cool glows in the white layer. Like go to the screen and set it to the screen. So look at it, this is looking so much cinematic, and you can adjust it on the vibrance. You can adjust the vibrance, brightness. Okay, you can change the color, like this is looking cool, the greenish looking cool actually. Okay, you can add the red. So this is how I create and composite my visual scene, 3D scene, 3D environment scene with Blender and After Effects. So you can also add glow after the. So this looks cool, and yeah, this is how I create my cinematic environments. So you can also add the lens distortion, I think. Yeah, not that much, but yeah. And after that I just add CG, color grade layer, and add curves, make it more color graded scene like this. Not much, but yeah. And after that I'll add one more adjustment layer for the sharpen. I'll add sharpen to look like looks to pop it up, to pop the edges of the object. Okay, And then one more adjustment layer for the film grain, so add grain. So something more interesting about the grains that is very important in the filmmaking. So personally, I love to make Hollywood like films or Hollywood like scenes, uh, because I loved it. Okay, so the difference of the individual independent film or the professional film, that they has a they had a they has a film grain on it, on their movies. Okay, so I'll just show you the what is the film grain. So intensity is like 0.2 and size is like 0.2. Okay, so size may be 0.1 or intensity 0.2. Okay, so this is the film grain. Before after. So film grain, so what does the film grain do? It mixed all the colors properly. It blends all the effects and colors and rays properly into the scene and make it pop like a Hollywood scene. So it looks like a movie. So it looks like a movie scene. Okay, so film grain is most important thing in the filmmaking and in the post production. So take a look on it. So before, this looks so flat and there is no noise and grains. In real words, there is a noise, always noise and grains in everyday's life. So that is after. Okay, so see, there is a noise and it looks realistic image. So yeah, this is the before, this is the after. Take a look, see the difference and the power of compositing. This is the before, this is the after. Before after. Okay, you can compose it more like free thing and free to do thing. Experiment the visuals, experiment the scenes, experiment the brainstorming, the ideas, everything you have, you want to create it. Okay, so apart from that, this is the techniques and this is my process to create any scene, any 3D scene, VFX scenes in After Effects and Blender. So you can use After Effects and Blender to create any scene that needed for your short film, for client projects, for any of your work. So this the in this frame, in this 3D compositing, 3D scene building, I don't show you in the depth because this is not a tutorial of how to make a scene or how to create an environment. This is scene where I show you my process to create any cinematic environment, any stunning looking visuals. And this is the final scene we have created, or uh, I just had show you my process to create that environments or the VFX scenes. And sorry for my language and the explanation. So after a lot of days and months, I have finally uploaded a video where you can create a scene like this. So take a short brief of this video. So there are 5 points you have to focus on. First, know what you actually needed for your scene. Explore the other artist environments and other artist creations. Explore the various types of concept arts and scene layouts and VFX scenes. Okay, so the second is scene layouting the scene and planning. As I show you the scene layout, that how can you layout the scene and make it simple for creating any environment scene. After that, you have to know how to create and collect assets. So before building the scene, making environment and visuals, please collect and create all of your assets and then start making a scene. Because in the middle of making environments and visuals, in the middle of making environments, you don't hold to create or collecting assets, because it's overwhelm your mind while creating the environment. Composing, and the last part, the compositing, most important and requirable thing in VFX industry. Compositing is the place where all the all the artists land their concept arts, their 3D arts, their layers, their passes, and lot of the other things. Compositor is one of the person who get the final touch of everyone's 3D scene or everyone's visuals. So compositing is most important in the VFX. So learn compositing as much as you can do professionally. So yeah, this is the 5 points of creating a 3D environment. And so this is my process, that where I create my cinematic scenes or 3D scenes or visual scenes or VFX for my films and for my projects. So this is the scene we have created, and we'll meet in the next video. Until then, stay creative.